Hey there everybody, my name is Kat Bowser. I'm your resident fantasy therapist. Welcome back to my channel. Those of you here for the first time, welcome. My name is Kat Bowser. I'm a licensed therapist. I'm also a writer working on my first two novels, one a standalone, one the start of a series. And on my channel I like to talk about what I consider to be the heart of all writing. That's the characters. The heart of the characters is their psychology. So that's the angle I like to take with pretty much everything I like to talk about on my channel. So this week I'm going to be giving you guys another essential launch week. Jenna Moreci is releasing her second book in the Saviors series, The Savior's Sister. It comes out next Tuesday, and I was lucky enough to be an ARC reviewer for it. So starting today, I'll give you guys my review of the book, and then the rest of the week I'll be focusing on some topics that were present in the book that I think are interesting to talk about. So I will leave a link below to Jenna's YouTube channel as well as her website and where you can buy the book if you're interested. So today I'll be doing the review. As with all my reviews, if you have not seen my reviews before, they are non-spoiler. I will not be telling you guys anything that you can't find out from the back of the book, essentially. So I like to arrange my reviews by I talk about what I liked, what I thought needed work, what I thought was very unique, and then my last thing I do is I give what I call a psychological realism scale. Now, your book doesn't necessarily have to have psychological quote-unquote issues in it for me to give it a ranking. I usually take into account how the characters react to things like that. So I rarely give a 5. I reserve my 5s on that realism scale for either true books or books that were based on true stories. So highest I usually give on that is a 4. So that being said, I will jump right into it and you guys can see if this is something that you might find interesting. Okay, so I'm going to start off essentially with giving you guys a very brief summary of the book, and I usually go by what is on the back of the book, so that's what I'm going to do here because I think that makes it easier for everybody. So for The Savior's Sister, we have Leila Tires. I'm probably saying that title wrong, so I'm sorry, Jenna. Savior of Thesson and magical queen of her realm is worshipped by all, except her father. He wants her dead. The Sovereign's Tournament, a centuries-long tradition designed to select the Savior's husband, is days away, but Brontes' plan to overthrow his daughter ignites, shifting the objective from the competition from marriage to murder. With the help of her sisters and some unexpected allies, Layla must unravel Brontes' network and prevent her own assassination. But as the body count rises, she learns the deception runs far deeper than she imagined. When she finds herself falling for one of the tournament competitors, her father finds himself another target for murder. Can Layla save herself and her beloved, or is their untimely end and the corruption of her realm inevitable? So this is a companion novel, which means essentially it takes place at the same time as her first book, The Savior's Champion, but from a different character's perspective. And the first book, Savior's Champion, was from Tobias's perspective. This one is from Layla's. So starting right off the bat, what did I like about this book? Oh Lord, Layla is such a fun character. I really love following Layla's story. I didn't dislike The Savior's Champion. I think I gave it 4 or 5 stars. I really liked it as well. But I just think Layla, she's so interesting. She has, I think in this case, the stakes are a little higher for her. In The Savior's Champion, we follow Tobias, and his essential goal is to stay alive. That's basically his goal. Layla's is similar, but hers also carries with it what happens to her kingdom if something happens to her. And there's a lot more world building in this one, which I really appreciate. That was one of my dislikes with the first book, was I wanted to see more world building. And in this one you get it. There's a lot of politics in this one. There's a lot of behind the scenes with the ruling class and how the magic more or less kind of works, that kind of thing. And I like seeing that. But mostly Layla is she has a personality, and she's just fun to follow. you don't always agree with her. She makes a couple decisions that literally made me slap my forehead like, oh, come on. But you understand why she makes them. So that is really fun to follow. Let's see. I really like all the characters in this book, honestly, but I want to talk about that a wee bit later. But all the characters are interesting. The antagonist is interesting. You don't learn a ton about him, but you learn more than you did in the first book. And I don't know, just the relationship between the antagonist and Layla is really fun to kind of watch unfold. What are things that I thought needed work? I do think there's a big improvement on this one from the last one. And I thought, like I said, I thought the last one was good. Again, I don't want to give you guys spoilers, but there is a revelation later in the book for this one, where a character essentially makes a decision and aligns with someone, and I don't know, it felt kind of not out of place. Like I could kind of see it, I could see it coming, but just the extent of it just felt kind of weird and off. And it didn't ruin the book, not by any means. I don't know, it just felt off to me, like maybe I could have used a little more insight. But given that this is from Layla's point of view, it kind of makes sense that we don't have that insight. But it just felt kind of off to me, so I'll leave it at that. What did I think was unique about this story? I love the relationships in this book, particularly Layla's with her sisters. We meet Delphi, Pippa, and Cosima. All of them are interesting. All of them are intriguing. But I love me Delphi. She is probably my favorite. Every single scene she is in, especially anytime she and Layla are having like a sisterly heart-to-heart, I love it. She's snarky. She's not afraid to be blunt with Layla, which I like because they're supposed to mimic a sister relationship. And I think that's very true for a sister relationship. If you have a close bond with your sister, she's gonna tell you and call you on your crap. So I do like that a lot. Pippa, I like, she's just sweet. She's just a sweet character. But the thing I like is that she still has goals, even though you don't spend as much time with Pippa as you do with the others, and you don't really get to see her from the same depth, I guess, that you get to see the others. But she's still fun, and I like to see Layla kind of have this protective stance with her. Cosima, I just love the way she talks. She has a very distinct dialogue, which I think really helps to distinguish her from the others. And I don't know, I like the word choices she uses, and just she gives off this very distinct vibe when she talks, and that's really something I like to see with characters. And I think it can be hard to do, but each of these characters have a distinct way of talking. So if I was to remove like any of the character tags, I could still probably tell you who was talking, because they each have their own way of conversation, which is really great. I just happen to really like how Cosima talks. Overall, I'd give this book, I think I rated it 5 out of 5. I believe I rated Savior's Champion 4 out of 5. I would give this one 5 out of 5. This is a book that I was staying up late and missing sleep to finish it, and I was mad when I had to stop and go to bed. I kept pressing, I just need to read one more chapter, and I love it when books do that with me. When it gets to the point where it's like, no, I don't want to stop reading. I don't want to go to sleep. I don't want to have to get up in the morning. I want to finish this now. So that's always a great feeling to have. Now, when it comes to psychological realism scale, I would say I would probably give this one a 3.7. Not quite a 4, but close enough. the thing I like is there's a lot of situations in this book that have characters react, and I think they react in realistic ways, but they don't react all the same. Like, not every character has the same reaction, which I really like, because a lot of times in stories, if something traumatic happens or something horrible happens, everybody either screams or they get sad or they get angry or whatnot. And in this one, they don't do that. Everybody has a different reaction when something happens. Some characters get fearful, some get angry, some get sad. And I love that because people are unique. We react in different ways. So I really appreciated that. So overall, I would rank this book a 5 out of 5. I would give it almost a 4 out of 5 on the psychological realism scale. And I think if you enjoyed The Savior's Champion, you're probably going to love this one more. If you kind of like The Savior's Champion, which you weren't real sure, I still say pick this book up because, like I said, I think it is an improvement on the last one. And I do think that the character relationships in particular are a lot stronger in this one. So I highly recommend it. Like I said, I got this for free. I got to be an ARC reviewer for this. So, but I still plan on buying it. I'm buying a paperback version as soon as it's available. I've pre-ordered it actually, and I have included that link below if you guys are interested in doing that. Thank you guys for chiming in for this review. I hope that it helps you make a decision on whether this is something you would be interested in or not. And until next time, have a good one. Stay safe. If you guys want to make sure you don't miss when I upload, make sure that you subscribe and ring the bell so that you don't miss it. Like I said, this week I'm aiming for a video every day of this week to celebrate this launch next week. So I hope you guys will join me. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.